I'll take you to Parliament. To recall yesterday that there was some bit of altercation in Parliament yesterday between the First Deputy Speaker and Dr Ayew Afriyie yesterday in Parliament when he wanted to make that statement. But the Speaker himself has been addressing that issue. And I'll take you there now.
From the majority side, we're seen forming a physical barrier around the Honourable Member for Efiduase Asukore, thereby obstructing the enforcement of the Speaker's directive, including a lady, honourable lady. This was followed by scenes of heated confrontation, including the hurling of unprintable and offensive language toward the chair as the First Deputy Speaker exited the chamber after the House had adjourned. In fact, when I saw the honourable lady, I sympathized with her because, you know, anytime the honourable ladies are getting close to the Speaker, there's always an allegation that that's the Speaker's girlfriend. We don't have girls in this house. I even prefer you say Speaker's woman friend, not girlfriends. How many girlfriends can Speaker take at this age? The Speaker is very grateful to the Almighty God for the blessings. If not at this age, I would have been among the category you know by your general terms, look no do. But honourable members, the honourable members, you are finding it difficult to understand look no do. Please, the Speaker has no girlfriend in this house. The Speaker has no woman friend in this house. You are all honourable members, and you have everything available to assess the Speaker. No discrimination at all, whether male or female. Honourable members, allow me to clarify the process for admitting statements in accordance with the standing orders and the established practice of the House. I know many of you are conversant with the rules, but we have a public to go with, and this will assist many to understand what takes place in the House. I listened to the debate on this matter, and many people were misled. And so just allow me to go through some of the rules for the edification of the general public. Orders 91 to 95 of the Standing Orders of Parliament generally address statements and ceremonial speeches made on the floor of Parliament. Orders 93, 94, and 95 regulate the making of a statement by a member of Parliament on the floor of the House. And Order 93 provides, 1, by the indulgence of the House and the leave of the Speaker, a member may explain a matter of personal nature or make a statement on a matter of urgent public importance at the time appointed for statements under Order 67. 2, the proposed statement shall be admitted by the Speaker with or without modification. 3, the text of the statement as admitted shall be read when the member is called upon to make the statement. 4, a statement other than a personal statement may be commented upon by other members for a limited duration of time not exceeding 1 hour. 5, a member may comment on the statement for a period not exceeding 5 minutes, and the comment shall not provoke debate. 6, where a member makes the statement, the speaker, considering the comment on the statement made directly, may direct a committee to investigate and inquire into the matter, and where necessary, proposed legislation. And 7, the speaker shall cause to be transmitted to the clerk statements admitted to be made on a particular day to be advertised on the order paper for the purpose of notice to members. And 8, the clerk shall make available to members copies of admitted statements. Honorable members, this is the procedure. We have not been following it. We have to follow it to the letter to forestall some of these occurrences. Order 94 provides for time for statements. And it says the time for statements shall ordinarily not exceed 1 hour, except that the speaker may permit statement and comment outside the prescribed period in exceptional cases. In fact, in other jurisdictions, they are timed, and each member is given 2 minutes to make the statement. And so when you are reading the statement and it comes to 2 minutes, you are timed off, and you just submit the rest of the statement to the clerk. But here, we indulge members sometimes to even use 10 minutes to read their statements. In Order 95, the order says a member whose statement has been admitted may withdraw the statement by leave of the speaker. In line with this, it is the accepted parliamentary practice that such statements are shopped through the leadership of both caucuses, reviewed by the speaker ahead of the statement. That is why we say pass your statements through your leaders, who, after going through it, will recommend to the speaker. And there's good reason for that, because the information available to leaders are not available to all members. The speaker reviews it because the speaker is going to preside, and the speaker is to ensure that your comments and the statement itself is in accord with the law and the rules of the House. Then the statement is listed on the notice of the order paper under statements. Copies of the admitted statement are circulated to all members through the clerk. We need members to have advance notice in order to make meaningful comments. These are the new rules that we adopted as a House. This process exists to ensure order, prevent ambushes on the floor, and give members prior notice of matters to be raised in the House. In this instance, no prior notice was given. No text was submitted prior to the sitting. But from the information leaders gave me, they had discussed this matter. But the statement got to the First Deputy Speaker whilst he was seated at his seat in the chamber. And whilst he was trying to read it, I called upon him to take over the chair. So he did not actually go through it, and he did not admit it. So the statement was not admitted. Accordingly, no such statement could lawfully be made on the floor. Honorable members, I don't need to talk to you about the powers of the Speaker. They are clearly stated in the law. If you read the Parliament Act 1965 and the standing orders of the House, they are actually colossal. And if fully applied, could be of serious danger to the career progression of members of Parliament. But I will just say this, that Shakespeare taught all of us that even a dog is obeyed in office. When we sit here, we are not saints. We are not infallible. But there's good reason why we are called right honorable. And you are called only honorable. The Speaker, however the situation, is always right on the floor. When he's wrong, the law has given you the opportunity as to how to come back to the same floor to prove that he was wrong. So please, I repeat, even a dog is obeyed in office. I want honorable members to take this in good faith. I know in the light of these events and in defense of the institutional integrity of Parliament, I refer to the conduct of the honorable member for Effiduase Asekore. This is not a matter to be referred to any committee. It's a matter that I've discussed with leadership, and we've agreed that it should be resolved. And we will resolve it here openly for all of us to be guided so that in future we don't fall foul to these rules. I have reviewed the records. I have listened to the leaders, and I think in the interest of all of us, particularly our rules, the order of the House, discipline, and mutual respect, I want to call on all of us to do what is proper. We should not unilaterally override our rules, undermine authority, or obstruct the due process. They endanger not only the legitimacy of our work, but they also undermine the authority, the relevance, and value of Parliament. And more importantly, the very survival of our democracy. I want all members, including myself, to recommit ourselves to the values of dialogue, accountability, and the rule of law. Please, I want to end here. Thank you for your patience and your understanding, and give opportunity to the leaders of the House to make some comments. I thank you for your attention. Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the steps you've taken to guide all of us to solve this problem. We've already assured you at conclave that you will have our cooperation in ensuring that there is order to guide our proceedings and to help uphold the integrity of this House. Mr. Speaker, moving to resolve problems of this House is a continuous process. And without belaboring the point, I reiterate to you my assurances at conclave that we will assist the chair, particularly now that you are so overwhelmed with some other administrative duties and other commitments, that your two deputies would be with us most of the time. We believe that members of this House, their position is guaranteed by the Constitution. So we agree that we need to accord them that courtesy. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by reiterating your call on us to have patience. I would add tolerance. We are here as a family, and I recall Right Honorable Do Ajahu when in 2013 we had the orientation at Gimpa. He shared with us his own experience as an MP with fire in his belly when they saw the Honorable J.H. Mensah, the minority leader of the MPP side at the time, that he was quite combatant, only to realize that after sitting, he and the Speaker, the Right Honorable D.F. Annan, were in the office enjoying some good whiskey. And he told them that you young men, you think we are here to fight. We are not fighting. We discuss ideas. And it changes perception about his attitude towards colleagues opposite him in the chamber. The Speaker, for me, I believe that we don't just come here as parliamentarians, but we come here to build friendship and relationship. And Mr. Speaker, I believe that it is that friendship and relationship that earn you that your enviable position. We may not be happy that you assume the chair in the 8th Parliament, but it's because of relationship that perhaps got some people to believe that, oh, that is our friend, let's entrust in him the powers of speakership. So I want to encourage colleagues that no matter what, the Speaker has called upon us to have patience. I am adding tolerance to it. We may disagree, but that is the beauty of politics. We cannot always agree. Let's disagree, but be measured in the language we use even where we disagree. Mr. Speaker, we cannot all be perfect. We are never perfect. We make mistakes. I make mistakes. But we should be committed to the national interest and know that today we may be to your left, tomorrow we may be to your right. Fortunately, the two political parties Mr. Speaker, my respected senior Muntaka Mubarak has not spoken into the mic, but he's saying that at least Mincha 5 years answer Makasa. Mr. Speaker, you have only 3.5 years left. Mr. Speaker, so fortunately, the two political parties that have taken the stage in this 4th Republican Constitution have all tasted power. and I've tasted opposition. So I think we must better understand this whole concept of patience and tolerance. So, Mr. Speaker, I would end here by thanking you and assuring you that the needful as you have enjoined us to pursue. Oh, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minority Leader.
The needful as you've enjoined us to pursue shall be pursued. I want to thank you once again for the fatherly approach you've adopted in dealing with this matter. Thank you so much.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I think your statement is explanatory enough of the issues of yesterday and the rules that should govern proceedings in this House. And so, Right Honorable Speaker, I have no intention of belaboring the point. I think all I can say is that we should all take time to study the rules. We should all take our time to study the rules. My brother, Honorable Muntaka, is here. My brother, Eric Opoku, is here. Haruna just left. Even after 20 years in this chamber, every single morning or afternoon I enter the chamber, I still take the rules to check before I make any move. Even when my backbench or my colleagues are trying to do something, I know I will have to defend them. So I'm quickly glancing through the rules. Sometimes when you see me looking at my phone, I have made an electronic copy of it, and so I'm busy looking at it to make sure that if somebody is faltering, I can check them and draw their attention that, no, that's not what the rules say. I think the problem is that we are not investing in the rules. If we invest in the rules, many of the issues that we are confronted with in this chamber will not arise. It will not arise. People will know when and how and under what circumstances a statement should be made, no matter how urgent. So my only plea is that let's invest in the rules. It is not about how loud you can shout. It's not about the size of your muscles. It is not. It's not how big your chest can be. It is not. Somebody says I should add breast, but I won't add breast. It is basically what the rules say that you can do or not do in this chamber. And when people are trying to insist on the rules, please let it not be presented as if there is an attack on one side of the House. It's just the rules. It's simply the rules. The rules may make provision for us to make concessions, but those concessions must be willingly made. They cannot be coerced. They cannot be forced on anybody. It has to be negotiated and willingly made. If the evidence is that there is no willingness to make those concessions, we must continue as dictated by the rules. So, Mr. Speaker, you have a long business today, and so I will not repeat any of the things that you have already said. I believe in this chamber, you remain a fountain of wisdom, sagacity, and knowledge of the rules. And we'll continue to learn from you and and to be guided by you. And I thank you very much for giving us this ruling without penalizing any member of this House. Your magnanimity is appreciated. Clearly, there were very serious and egregious breaches of the rules.
Honorable Majority Leader, clearly it's not the understanding of the House that you proceed along that journey. So you just conclude. Please don't chip away my powers. I have to decide whether he should withdraw or he should leave it at that, not any of you. So please desist from going in that direction and then conclude.
Mr. Speaker, you yourself said you will not punish. You clearly said that you will not punish. And that is what I'm commending you and thanking you for. To say you will not punish is to admit that there was a punishable conduct. So I'm just commending you.
Majority Leader.
I'm just commending you for not punishing.
Majority
I'm just thanking
Leader.
you, Mr. Speaker.
Please.
I'm just thanking you, Mr. Speaker.
Please, please. I know you very well. Sometimes, you see, do I say it?
So Mr. Speaker, I'm just thanking you. I'm just thanking you.
Do I say it?
I'm just appreciating you, Mr. Speaker. My Nigerian friends say, I'm just appreciating you, Mr. Speaker. You are highly appreciated. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, please know that this House, the Parliament of Ghana, is globally ranked very high, and people respect us. And it has shown in all the conferences you've attended that any time a member of Parliament stands for a position from Ghana, the member is elected and given the position. Have you realized that? Yes. They don't even contest you. Once we say you are from Ghana and you are contesting a position, it's given to you. And many of you seated here are holding those positions. So please, in your own interest, even if you are not talking about the country, your own interest, we have to conform. I sit here as the chair of all the speakers in Africa. And that is why you see me, as somebody said, changing plane in mid-air. I don't know how that happens, but I have to run around the parliaments in Africa, whether north, south, east, west, central, they call on me. And you know I'm the immediate president of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, 182 parliaments. And so we've been well branded and marketed. And that inures to your benefit and to the benefit of the country. So take these matters seriously. I'm getting to the end. You are just starting. That will be a better career for you than me. So please, allow the old man to mentor you properly. We have in our midst some distinguished visitors from our schools. You know, they are leaders of today and tomorrow. We have students.
Well, and away from Parliament, we're continuing with that very conversation that brought there's mayhem in Parliament where the Speaker has had to address us, the Parliament, and as well for us to also watch live on the polls today. And thank you so much for staying. Now, going back to the strike action, earlier we told you that we've got Dr. David Tinkron, as General Secretary for the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, who's joined us. And Doc, thank you so much for staying with us all this while. And so it looks like you and government, there is a stalemate. Is the Ghana Registered Nurses Association coming up with a sudden measure to make progress? Doc, if you can unmute, please.
All right. Thank you very much. Good evening to you and good evening to your viewers. Let me take this opportunity to extend my warmest greetings to all nurses and midwives in Ghana who are breaking their back and doing the needful. To answer your question specifically, I'm not too sure that we have a stalemate. I think that there's room for appropriate, constructive conversation, so long as it is purposeful and it will not lead to our detriment, and for that matter, our members' detriment. We are open to any discussion. We are having informal conversation with people that we consider outside even the remit of the ministry, or if like the employer that holds the propensity of resolving this matter. So we are putting up a proposal to be submitted to the employer. They submitted a proposal to us, which we kicked against, and it's only fair that we also follow up with a counter proposal. And we believe that we'll be able to resolve this matter. The only thing is that the proposal that was tabled by the employer was not favorable. I mean, it was such a proposal that cannot even be looked at. Okay, and it clearly shows that we are dealing with people who do not really put emphasis and recognize the enormous contributions that nurses and midwives provide in the health continuum.
Right, now, before I come to the content of your proposal, let's go back to the proposal from your employer. Please remind us, what exactly was that proposal for you to want to kick against completely? And all right,
so all of you are very much aware that we completed the signage of the condition of service as far back as May 2024, right? And yes, it was supposed to take effect from 1st July 2024. And fast forward, we had few challenges, and it didn't see implementation. Now, let me just limit myself to the implementation, the question you asked, because you don't have a lot of time on your hands. Indeed, they brought a proposal which is seeking to defer the payment of our condition of service to January 2026. Mind you, the condition of service is a living document, okay? And it wasn't done in silos. It wasn't done in vacuum. It was done and all the parties signed to it. And that is why it's called collective agreement. And sometimes people think that we are still at the negotiation table. We are not at the negotiation table. Negotiation is done and dusted, all right? And for that matter, all what was left was implementation. So they sought to defer the implementation to 2026. So to say that all the work that we did and the arrears that are supposed to accrue to our members we're going to be whittled away. Again, I mentioned earlier that the condition of service is a living document, and it expires in 2 years. It expires is actually in 2026. So if you tell me that you want to defer my 2024 condition of service payments to January 2026, then you are going to deprive me a window of negotiation in 2026, because they intended to even stagger the payment of these condition of service from January 2026 to God knows how long. And I believe they were talking about 2027. Okay, they were going to spread it for that long. But then it tells you that we are going to be deprived of that window of opportunities in 2026. That is why we kicked against it. And I cannot just fathom why a budget was read in March, and we were assured in January, in February, and even in March before the budget was read by the sector ministry and the Minister of Finance.
What's in your proposal now, currently? Of course, we know what the proposal is in government, but what's your proposal now?
It's under the works. We haven't finished it. It's being worked on. And my president touched me and a few other people to put the draft together and submit to her for the entire National Council to deliberate upon it. So I cannot disclose anything in our proposal, but we believe that this proposal, if it's adhered to, will actually help us to be able to navigate our way through this complex web that the employer has brought upon himself.
But are you in any way getting any form of pressure from within your own members at all, or all of your members are happy about the strike?
Absolutely not. In fact, we are rather convincing them to back down. As a matter of fact, they are asking us to tighten the grips on other facilities that are currently given some form of care. For instance, the church facility, all the church facilities all the necessary midwives working at church facilities, they are our members, and they are paid by government, but not the Christian organizations. And for that matter, we can ask them to stop immediately from attending to patients. But we want the Ghanaian to know that this is not targeted to any Ghanaian or the government. We think that, for a very long time, nurses and midwives have been taken for granted. Okay, it's a systemic problem, and we think that we need to nip it in the bud.
And that point has been very well made in the past days. But what do you say to vulnerable Ghanaians who, at least, will still need some health care? Have you considered any measures to minimize any form of fatality or casualty at all, or that's not your concern at all?
It's an absolute concern. That's why we haven't tightened our grip on the church facilities.
What would the tighten look like? What would a tighten grip look like? Otherwise,
we can easily ask them to withdraw their services immediately, like what we have done at the public hospitals. We can do that even now. But I'm saying that I don't want the ordinary Ghanaian to think that we are targeting them, or this cause of action is intended to put them in any harm's way, or to see to the demise of Ghanaians. Let me tell you something. The nurses and midwives are not immune to disease conditions. As I speak with you, we as vulnerable as any other. Okay? We are not unique.
Okay, so but Doc, I hear you clearly that you definitely are not going to tell me what's going to contain in that proposal. Sooner or later we'll know what's in that proposal. But surely you can for sure tell me that deferring it to 2026 is not part of that proposal, at least on top of your mind.
You can even contemplate. In fact, we will not, in our least contemplation, think about that. You see, it appears as if the people of Ghana, and especially the people that we are dealing with, do not understand the nuances of the health continuum. Do you know the work of a nurse in a hospital? And you think that you can read a budget and advertently or inadvertently decide not to include condition of service that have been signed?
I see that you're trying at least to make progress and considering the deadlock with government. So in this short proposal, I just want to take a trip. Top of your mind at least, there should be more than one or two, but you can at least let out one proposal, at least, which will not hurt you, which will not harm you.
That it's something that is under the works, and I will not be able to put it across. But I can assure you that we have sat down and looked at it, and we believe that it has the propensity of helping us to navigate through this complex web that we find ourselves. I believe strongly that we have had several people, quite influential people, very notable people, who are not like those wild dogs that have been set against us, who have approached us and spoken to us. Some are from Parliament, some are from our own retired nurses and midwives who have been called upon disrespectfully to come and offer services. But obviously...
Now, who are these wild dogs who have been set against you?
Obviously, you know some of these gendarme journalists that you find them in Ghana. The kind of imprintable words they are using on my president and my person. I wonder which kind of journalism school that they attended and the kind of training that they have received. We are very refined people. Nurses and midwives are refined people. We are very disciplined people. Otherwise, they would have received a double dose of those imprintable words.
Doc, you have my attention, but thank you as well for giving us your attention today.